Everyone, my name is Ahilya Bamroo, and I'm Indian. And I have been thinking a lot about what that means to me. I wasn't born knowing the names of the 28 states and the 8 union territories that make up my homeland, this country, India. I wasn't born being able to tell them to you because I, like most babies, couldn't really speak in coherent sentences. It was mostly just gibberish. But I grew up and I learned and I realized that knowledge is one pillar of belonging. But now, what are the others? So, I was born right here in Mumbai to a half Bengali, half Maharashtrian mother, and then a Kashmiri father, making me a quarter Bengali, quarter Maharashtrian, half Kashmiri, and fully confused. When I was 3, my mother brought me to Pondicherry, a union territory all the way in South India, near Chennai. I grew up in an ashram school, which was full of bongs, so I ended up not really learning much Tamil, but Ore Baba, I could tell you all kinds of things in Bengali. The medium of instruction of the school happened to be French, so there I was, this mixed state kid living in Pondi who spoke English, French, and very broken Bengali. And I was always culturally confused. My mother spoke English to me at home, unlike the other kids at school who had such distinct cultural roots outside of school. Goddamn trilinguals, you know. And there I was, some kind of blank culturalist weirdo, no connection to my Kashmiri heritage, no connection to my Maharashtrian side, and my Bengali just simply wasn't good enough to truly connect with the bosses in my class. So then I decided to make perhaps the worst decision when it comes to finding some kind of cultural rooting, and I decided to move to Auroville, which is an international, intentional, experimental community in the south of India with the aim of creating human unity beyond class, race, creed, culture. Yeah, beyond culture. Let me repeat, beyond culture. But what is my culture? Auroville has 3,000 residents, 46 nationalities. My face gives me some kind of sense of belonging, some categorization. I'm Indian. I have Bengali eyes, Kashmiri eyebrows, they're very thick, yes. I'm Indian. But there isn't a monomorphology that I can attribute as being Indian. My father, for example, has light green eyes, very fair skin. He's a Kashmiri man, and he's been mistaken for a white man for most of his life. I wonder sometimes if his deep knowledge about this country, its cultures and its landscapes, he's read more about India than anybody else I know. I wonder if it's because he must perform his belonging. Because from across the street, you cannot tell that he's just as Indian as anybody else. He has to tell you about it, explain it, justify it, because it doesn't necessarily show. But from the northeast to UP to Goa to Tamil Nadu, every shade of brown, every shape of eye, nose, hair, texture, everything exists. So is belonging about looking like? But Indians can look like too many things to just say one. So is it about language then? I now speak 2 Indian languages, Hindi and Bengali, but my accent when I speak in English, well, it's not stereotypically Indian. This is what we call an Auroville accent. Some people call it international school accent. Some people call it pretentious and fake, but that's just how I speak. One time, I was meeting these people for the first time. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm known for speaking in accents that are not my own. So I was meeting these people for the first time, and I decided to play a game. I created this character, and her name is Celeste. And who is Celeste? Bonjour, I'm Celeste. I am a French woman. I love yoga. I'm an artiste. I like long walks on the beach. Sometimes I have some existential dread, but I've been adopted by an Indian family, and now I'm discovering this country and its culture, and it's really quite beautiful. And that was it. They believed it, they bought it, no questions asked. And I think it's because the accent was quite convincing. Something about having the right tone of voice, the manner of speaking, it made me belong to them. But just because I can talk like Celeste doesn't mean that I am her, right? So it's not language then, because what is stereotypically Indian when there are 22 official languages this country has to offer, 121 other major languages, and every single accent in between? So what is it then? So as the ponderings happen, I decided to write a song about this kind of musing that I was having. What better way to express oneself than through the medium of song? Is it because we're good at chess? But when I seem to try, I always make a mess. And maybe we could all be grandmasters just because we're Indian. But it seems to me that all the great chess players are mostly just Tamilian. So is that a win for all of us? Or my mother offers food to those who walk through the door, even when they've said no 8 times in a row before. Is it the need to feed that leads me to believe that she's an Indian mom, like all of them indeed? Is it the common knowledge, the things we know so well? Because there's a couple of Indian things, certainly you could tell. Like how we used to be much bigger. A part of us once was Burma. But I think the real one is that we all know the words to washing powder Nima. But maybe, just maybe, with all the diversity and all the poetry and the ranging philosophies, that maybe, just maybe, we are all just part of this one big crazy family. Family. Belonging. I think there's something to say about the word itself. Belonging, belonging, longing to be, longing for acceptance, being a part of. But being means that it's already in process. I think I feel the biggest sense of belonging when I love and I'm given the ability to love. I think it's just love. And love has been shown to me in a million different ways throughout my life. Shah Rukh showed me big, grand, life-changing love. And I think that it's a marker of our culture. We love intensely and we love forever. Have you ever received a love letter from a guy you looked at in school once for 10 seconds, handwritten? That's something. But humans are complicated though. And even with this abundance of love, sometimes we have this crazy contradiction that we cannot show each other that love sometimes. And I think it feels pretty apparent when you soak in the general state of affairs globally, nationally. But even on days when I feel in despair over what's going on over here and over there, I simply ride down the lane and I get asked by the lady who sells vegetables, "Satya, have you eaten?" And I smile because, yes, this is love. And yes, I am home. And yes, I belong. Thank you.